Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we are going to talk about Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, he did give a formal statement, or he was interviewed by CNN yesterday. So, and this is in regards to his arrest. Well, he wasn't arrested. He was detained by Miami Police Department on his way to the stadium. So we'll talk about that. We will review his arrest tape, the police file, and also we'll talk about what CNN, they kind of try to spin it a certain way, which I totally don't agree with. Also, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is scheduled for debate tonight, this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's some things that I want to discuss about Kamala Harris. She did come out with her policies and she posted it on her platform. So they are able to be viewed on her platform if you want to take a look at them. But, it's funny how CNN was flabbergasted about her current policies versus 4 years ago what she was running on. So we'll take a look at that. All on today episode of another Business Talks.
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad.
You guys put in the chat, let me know where you're viewing from. Please put in the chat, let me know where you are viewing from. I said who you are viewing from. When you talk all the time, you tend to jumble your words. Everything is coming in like 900 miles per hour. So my brain got to get caught up to my mouth. Anyway, Posh Petals is in the building from DC. I see we have Muata from Little Rock, Arkansas. You guys put in the chat. Let me know where you are viewing from. It's always great to see you. Happy Tuesday to you. This will be an epic day. This is going to be the turning of events. If Trump is staying on path, he will mop the floor with Kamala Harris. He does have some talking points to talk about against Kamala Harris. So if he remains like he did in the Joe Biden's debate, kind of calm. He has some zingers, but he didn't go off the deep end. He's gonna mop Kamala on the floor. Kamala doesn't stand a chance because she's too wishy-washy. And if he hones into that, how wishy-washy Kamala is, he is going to mop Kamala on the floor. Okay, so we have Yuck Photube from Kansas City, Missouri. It's always great to see you. That's what we're going to talk about first. Okay, Kamala Harris. CNN was actually shocked that Kamala Harris flip-flop. Like, why are you shocked? We knew she was like super liberal. She was so liberal. Kamala Harris is actually so liberal. She's way beyond Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I mean, it's no comparison. Bernie Sanders is extreme left, but Kamala Harris, she's way over here. She's like off the cliff extremist. And some people are calling her Commie Kamala or Comrade Kamala because Comrade, I guess that's what they did back in the day when you were a communist. They call you Comrade. So some people are calling her Comrade Kamala. Kamala Skamala, so she has all these nicknames for her. Now, this a story I want to share with you. This is from CNN. I think her name is Erin Burnett. She was interviewing someone from, I guess a reporter from KFiles. And, they pulled out her 2019 stance or policies, and they compared it to the policies that she posted up last night. Okay. And, she was almost dumbfounded, like, did she really say that? Like, and the guy was like, yeah, she said this. And they asked her to repeat it, and she actually confirmed it. So saying they asked her, do you agree with such and such policy? And she confirmed it. Okay, so this is Aaron Burnett.
Campaign website. A KFile investigation has uncovered, meantime, a 2019 questionnaire. And in this questionnaire, Harris laid out some much more liberal stances, among them on immigration. So in 2019, in what KFile found, she said she would cut funding to ICE, writing, quote, our immigrant detention system is out of control, and I believe we must end the unfair incarceration of thousands of individuals, families, and children. I was one of the first senators after President Trump was elected to advocate for a decrease in funding to ICE. Well, now, of course, she's touting the Biden administration's executive order to crack down on the border. KFile's Andrew Kaczynski joins me now. Andrew, that's pretty incredible on its own when you're talking about what you found here on ICE. What else did you find?
Yeah, and this was a questionnaire that she filled out for the ACLU, and this questionnaire is really an interesting snapshot in time of that 2019 Democratic primary. Kamala Harris was trying to get to the left of Bernie Sanders. She was trying to get to the left of Elizabeth Warren, and you really see that in a lot of these answers. And I want to walk our viewers through a little bit of what she said. Let's just take immigration and look at what she said here. She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she supported
taxpayer-funded gender transition surgery.
Taxpayer-funded gender care transition surgeries for detained migrants. Taxpayer fund? You want us to pay to transition illegal aliens for their sex change. That's basically what they're saying.
For detained migrants. She
migrants.
actually said
detained migrants.
I'm just going to repeat this.
She made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she supported
taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She
migrants.
actually said she supported that.
She both wrote and answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners. Now, she also pledged to slash immigration detention by 50%, close all family and private facilities, and decrease funding for ICE, and then the end ICE detainers with local law enforcement.
I mean, these are things that, it would be hard to think that you would come up with taxpayer funding gender transitions for.
Yeah, but it's not hard for Kamala. So we got to go back to what Kamala said in her interview. Yeah, my stance has changed, or maybe my policies have changed, but my morals or my beliefs or whatever word that she used have not changed. That means these are moral compass policies. Like, a Christian is not going to say, oh yeah, we're going to fund your sex change, because they don't believe it. They believe God made you the way you are. And not even Christians, Muslims, we could say Muslims, Catholic, Protestant. I don't know about Hindu. Never got into the Hindu religion, but I'm pretty sure Muslim is probably one of the largest religions in the world. They're not dominant here. If we keep on letting migrants in, they might be dominant. But if you really think about it, this is a moral compass thing. So if your stance or your morals haven't changed, or your beliefs haven't changed, these are your beliefs. You tend to make policies on what you believe in, right? Okay, Kamala.
For detained migrants, and yet this, as you say, written and verbally. What else, did you find?
Well, let's take a look at her answer here on drugs. She got asked about the question from the ACLU was, since drug use is better addressed as a public health issue through treatment and other programming, will you support the decriminalization at the federal level of all drug possession for personal use? And Harris answers yes. Now, what would that mean? Well, it mean the federal all drug possession. That's not just marijuana, which she alluded to in her answer to this question, but it also would mean
Yes, federal level of all drug possession for
fentanyl,
personal
crack,
use.
yes. Cocaine, things like that. Yeah.
Have they
Fentanyl, crack, cocaine. Reason why I'm laughing about this is because Erin Burnett, she act like she just came on the scene to learn about Kamala Harris. It's like she's like dumbfounded. Like, did she actually say this? Yes, this lady is a nut job. So believe what she says. She hasn't changed. She's just trying to get elected, just like Bernie Sanders said. Bernie Sanders saying Kamala Harris is being pragmatic. She is trying to get elected. Okay, so if she has to change her policies, even though she doesn't believe in her policies, Bernie Sanders don't even believe she changed her policies or her mind about her stance on global warming, transitioning kids, decriminalizing the schools, quote unquote, decriminalizing the schools. She wants to take the police out the schools, even after they're having mass shootings at the schools. So decriminalizing the schools, open border policy, all these things. Those were her stances about 30 days ago. Her stance today is this stance. But she said her morals haven't changed, and Bernie Sanders is absolutely correct. Yeah, she hasn't changed. She's just trying to get elected. She's trying to do anything and say anything to get elected.
Responded to you on her changes on these issues?
So we did put this question to the Harris campaign about the entire ACLU questionnaire, and the Harris campaign didn't answer any questions from CNN. Instead, they just provided a statement from an unnamed Harris campaign advisor. The vice president's positions have been shaped by 3 years of effective governance as part of the Biden-Harris administration. Now, they declined to CNN to elaborate on what those positions were. And then they also provided this statement, which they attributed to a spokesperson saying, as president, she will take that same pragmatic approach, focusing on common sense solutions for the sake of progress. So where does she stand on this, all this questionnaire today? We don't know, and they won't say.
It's pretty incredible stuff, and thank you very much.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible stuff because you have an unnamed Harris campaign source, manager source, responding to this. And they don't want to be associated with Kamala Harris. Why didn't they just say, who they are? Why are you being anonymous in this? It's like, okay, what's the point of being anonymous? You should be proud of what her stance are. Okay, you should believe it to the core. Another thing, Kamala Harris is 60 years old. How in the world a 60-year-old woman let anything change her mind in her moral compass, her moral beliefs? These policies are her moral beliefs. So 3 years, it only took 3 years to change your mind? What kind of stuff is that? That means you're real wishy-washy. I can't trust you. I pulled up Kamala Harris policies, you guys, and it looks like, they have a new way forward. Okay, they have her picture, and it's saying blah blah blah. New way forward: protect our fundamental freedoms, strengthen our democracy, and ensure every person has the opportunity to not just get by, but to get ahead. As a prosecutor, attorney general, senator, and now vice president, of the United States, Kamala Harris always stood up for the people and against predators, scammers. Kamala, you a scam and you a predator. You a predator. Kamala using all the words that describe her in her campaign. She's a predator and a scammer and the powerful interest. You was just bragging yesterday, and she was just bragging yesterday how all the Fortune 500 companies are endorsing her and none of them are endorsing Trump. Okay, so that should tell you one thing. You don't want to vote for Kamala, especially if you're against the big corporation, the interest group corporations. She promises to be a president for all Americans. No, you're not. A president who unites us around the highest aspirations, and a president who always fights for American people from the courthouse to the White House. That has been her life's work. Your life's work has not been this. I mean, you were. Now, I'm not going to take away from, her being elected into Senate, because she had to get elected into her Senate seat. She had to get elected to become the DA. Okay. I'm not going to take away from that. So she smoothed somebody. She was able to, persuade people to vote for her, even after her DA record. She had a horrific DA record, and maybe those things came out after they voted her in. Or maybe we could say, since it's California, they don't give a damn. They're so liberal, and she probably was running against a Republican. They didn't want the Republican, so they voted a Democrat. That's how normally it works. So it doesn't matter what her record was in the DA position, because it was a horrible record. They was going to vote her in anyway, especially if she was running against a Republican. So anyway, I just skimmed through some of her policies. Cut taxes for the middle class families. They said the earned income tax credit. She wants to provide $6,000. We already know that. Unlike Donald Trump, Governor Walz has committed to ensure no one is earning less than $400,000 a year will pay more in taxes. Don't know how true that is. I think after Donald Trump got out of office, and I had to pay more taxes. That's all I remember. I didn't pay any tax bill when he was in office, and this is for my corporation. Didn't pay any tax bill, and now all of a sudden I owe taxes on my corporation for the last year and a half. Is that a reflection on Donald Trump or just the corporate tax? I'm not for sure. But I was taxed. Me and my husband owed less than taxes during Donald Trump. We could say that. So anyway, under her plan, and then another thing I want to point out. When you read this, now I'm not, and you guys know me, I don't speak proper English. I have some people in my comment like, your sentence structure is wrong. So, and I know that. I know my sentence structure is wrong. I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer by trade. So if it doesn't have numbers, it probably don't really make sense to me. But I do read. I can't read and write. Okay. But what I'm getting at is, some of you guys that are English buffs, if you read into her policies, you're going to be like, who the hell wrote this? Did they wrote? You're really going to be, because I notice it. And if I notice it, it got to be some really bad English for me to notice. It's like, okay, who put this together? And I'm just going to give you an example. Where was I at? Oh, you know what? I just go to my Twitter because I posted it on my Twitter and I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? 'Cause I really didn't understand the way the passage was put together. I didn't understand what she was trying to get at. And why did they word it in such a way like she's not going to actually do the work? And it was quite odd to me that she worded, or whoever wrote this for her worded in such a manner. Let me show you this. Okay. You guys remember if you are on X, follow me on X. Where am I at? Okay. Now this is her policy point. Take on bad actors and bring down costs. Okay. Now you probably don't know what's the bad actors and bring down costs. Okay. I'm thinking like, okay, you're gonna take out bad. So this is when she started going into her communistic idea. So she says, as the Attorney General of California, Kamala Harris took on big banks to deliver for homeowners, stood up for veterans and students being scammed for profit colleges, and fought for workers and seniors who were defrauded. As president, she will direct her administration. You guys, I'm lost for words. Why would they word it that, like that? As president, she will direct her administration to crack down on anti-competitive practices. Why didn't they say Kamala Harris will crack down on anti-competitive prices and let big corporations jack up prices and undermine the competition that allows all businesses to thrive? Okay, but instead she uses, as president, she would direct her administration to crack down on anti-competitive practices that let big corporations jack up prices and undermine the competition that allows all businesses to thrive while keeping prices low for consumers. This sentence, number one, is a run-on sentence. Why would you word it? This sentence had like 50 words in it. This sentence, I don't know what the hell she talking about. She talking about she gonna give this job to somebody else in her administration. But why don't you take the ownership? Hey, I'm the president. I'm going to crack down on corporation and while keeping prices low. Then they start the next sentence, they started off with and. Like, that is like the no of the no-nos. Why would you start off the sentence with and? And she will go after bad actors who exploit an emergency to rip off consumers by calling for the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging on food and groceries, which will build on the anti-price gouging statutes already placed in 37 states. She got to mention that because, you know, they're giving a bunch of shit about this anti-price gouging. Now, this anti-price gouging is throughout these 37 states, quote unquote, is probably put in place for emergencies. Okay. So your base, now her base, whether they be poor or well off, I don't think she caters to the middle class working people. They don't care nothing about this. But her base that's looking at this, they are thinking, or probably was thinking, oh, she's going to have a cap on groceries. So if you're on aid, or if you are just below the aid mark or above receiving aid, that probably, you know, I'm just assuming you might be voting for Kamala. But I don't want to put everybody in a classification bucket. But her voters tend to think that, poor people, they want more aid and they want more restrictions. They just want to pay a set cost. And they believe the government should control most of the things that they're dealing with because they depend on government for everything. Okay, I'm just, in my mind, that's how I think. I'm thinking the Kamala voter receives aid and they receive some type of subsidy from the government, and they want to depend on the government for a lot of stuff, So they want government restrictions on pricing and stuff like that. So emergency, you're saying emergency, but are you saying like just in general day-to-day operations that you're going to restrict price gouging? And who determines if it's a price gouging? They already exploited this before. Just because a corporation made $4 billion, what was their profit margins? Okay, and then let's go back to the prior 5 years. Were they in profit those 5 years? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, so it goes to say, just as she did as vice president, she would take on Big Pharma to lower drug prices and cap insulin costs. I thought you already capped insulin costs. Do you even know? Like, who wrote this? Nobody proofread this, and you're touting that you already capped insulin costs, but then you're saying, oh, she will take on Big Pharma to lower drug prices and cap insulin costs. Well, I thought you already capped insulin costs. Not just for seniors, but for all Americans. Why even put that sentence in there? And she'll keep fighting to bring down prescription drug costs by taking on pharmacy middleman who raises consumer prices for their own gain. Hello? What are you saying? You're talking about CVS, the middleman? So you don't want no businesses out there profiting off of anything. That's what it sounds like. The middleman is the drugstore, the local drugstore. And you're saying we're going to take on the small business owner, the small pharmaceutical people. Because if you really think about it, especially if you live in a larger city, even in these smaller hospitals, the drugstore is usually contracted out to some local pharmacy. And the local pharmacy usually, they probably have higher costs because of the rent or whatever. So you're going to take them on. So you trying to put the small pharmaceutical company out of business, or small pharmacy out of business. And she'll keep fighting to bring down prescription costs by taking on the pharmacy middleman who raises consumer prices for their own gain and squeeze independent pharmacies' profit. Okay, so maybe she's talking about the middleman will be the bulk, the supplier. How else would they get the medicine if you can't buy it in bulk? This is, a person that don't know about the logistics of business and how products come to market, you might think this is a good idea. This is a horrible idea. Not only it was written bad, but this is just a horrible idea. And whoever wrote this, they're not even familiar with Kamala Harris, what she's already done. You guys put it in the chat. Let me know what you think. Yuck Photube said, I think grammatically it is supposed to be workers/seniors. Blessings to all. Thank you, Chawanne, for doing a great job. Thank you for tuning in. The WHO or the WEF voted on some bill where they can control governments during a worldwide pandemic, or all governments that have signed with the WHO and WEF. Well, hopefully Joe Biden didn't sign that. And if they did, hopefully Donald Trump would get out of that deal, because that would be horrible. But this is biblical, you guys. One world order, or is it one world or new world order? New world order. Just one person or one, I guess, machine is operating the whole world. Book of Revelations. I haven't read it in years, but that's basically what it's saying. It's the prophecy is coming true. Okay, so back to Kamala. Her policies, whoever wrote this, they did a rush job. Like I said, if you look into some of the things she's talking about, they did a rush job. And Kamala doesn't believe in what her policies are. So I believe that she is not going to be able to convey her message effectively when it comes to this debate tonight. Okay. I believe since she's so wishy-washy, I think she's going to clam up. I think it's going to be a big failure for her. Since Donald Trump believes in his policies through and through, he will be able to better articulate his policies to the American people. I believe he will be able to answer about his policies if they have any questions, because we kind of know what Donald Trump is running on, because he's been preaching the same thing for the last 120 days. Now, Kamala Harris, on the other hand, we only had less than 24 hours to view her policies because the debate is tonight. So they're probably scrambling. Now, if ABC is going to actually do journalism, they should be on this and questioning her policies for the American people and not giving her a free pass, because she's applying for the job, the highest job of the land. And so for them to be or to be viewed as good journalists, everyone's going to be watching to see what kind of questions they're giving Kamala. And they better not bring up Project 2025, only because I know Kamala is going to bring it up, because if you look at her, look at her, if you just scroll down on her page, so she has a headline: build an opportunity economy and lower costs for families. So she has like maybe 10 points on that. And then she has Trump's Project 2025. I guess in these are small paragraphs that she put in there to say, oh, look what Trump did. This is what Trump did. Unlike Trump, he did this. Okay, so she's providing a rebuttal of, and she's highlighting all the, I guess, quote unquote, bad things Donald Trump did, and she's calling it Project 2025 agenda. And we've already discussed Project 2025 agenda is not Donald Trump agenda. He's already put that. His project is Plan 47 or something like that. Agenda 47, that's what they're calling it. And so, each section, she has a rebuttal, or I guess to highlight the bad things of what Donald Trump did. But actually, some of these things are not bad things. Is not what she's putting in the paragraph. She put it red: Trump's Project 2025 agenda. That's what she's calling it. Because she's trying to spread propaganda to her followers or whoever's looking her up. This is Project 2025. We have to keep on associating Donald Trump with Project 2025, basically. So anyway, like I said, this is Kamala Harris. Okay. One last thing I want to share with you about Kamala Harris. This is quite embarrassing for Kamala Harris, but this is an old video. This is from 1995.
Notorious for his flamboyant lifestyle.
This is Willie Brown.
Flashy clothes, fancy parties, fine women,
Are you his daughter? No, I'm not.
and fast cars.
Are you his daughter? No, I'm not. Kamala Harris.
And fast cars.
You should from now on address me as the mayor.
If ever a man and a municipality were made for each other, it is this man, this place. He's a rogue, all right, notorious for his flamboyant lifestyle. Flashy clothes, fancy parties, fine women,
Are you his daughter?
and fast cars.
You should from now on address me as the mayor.
If ever a man and a
She like, oh, that's my man. Is this his old wife? Or his wife wasn't even there? His wife was in the background, probably mad as hell. Like, why he got that bitch out there next to him? Are you his daughter? No, I'm not.
municipality were made for each other, it is this man, this place. He's a rogue.
Anyway, so that's the last thing I want to share about Kamala Harris. I want to get to Tyreek Hill before I get off. Tyreek Hill, he was detained because he was stopped by Miami officers, and to me, he didn't comply. You guys be the judge. First, I'm going to play the CNN interview because I want you to see how they're spinning it or trying to make a moment out of a none moment to me. It's a lot of black people on X is trying to make a moment out of it, talking about we don't need qualified immunity or whatever. Nothing happened to Tyreek. Okay, he got smart with the police officer, and the police officer got smart with him back and actually started being an asshole to him. That's basically what happened. Tyreek was an asshole with his mouth, so the cop started being an asshole to him. Is it a bad look? Yeah, it's a bad look, but stop being smart. Okay, comply. Nothing happened to him. They even let him go. He ended up getting another ticket, but they let him go. So this is the CNN video.
I was able to do my classes on my.
Breaking news for you tonight is that Miami-Dade County Police have just released this dramatic new body cam footage of the NFL star Tyreek Hill.
And they're calling it dramatic. Now, to Tyreek's credit, okay, nobody wants to be pulled out his car and all that stuff. Nobody wants to go through that type of thing. But dude, you play football, so don't act like you never been tackled before. But just not in that manner, okay? So don't act like you're just all traumatized, like, oh, he was roughhousing me. You play football for a living. What are you talking about? You guys might disagree with me, but I'm going to let you watch the video that CNN played, and then we're going to show you the body cam video.
Hill as he was pulled from his car and placed in handcuffs yesterday.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Damn! What part of brother doing this now? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, dude. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? I'm getting out, you understand? Not what you want.
And just a few moments later, this happened.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just surgery in your ears when we go there with the window down. Chill, bro. Hey, don't do, bro. Back up. Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew.
I want to get straight to the source tonight with the man in that video, NFL star Tyreek Hill, and also his attorney, Julius Collins, joined me tonight. Thank you both so much for being here. I mean, Tyreek, obviously, watching that video, just when you watched it back for the first time, tell me what was going through your mind in those moments.
Man, for real, I was shocked, man. Like it's crazy because it all happened so fast, man. But like for me, man, like it just all happened so fast, and I really couldn't like gather everything that was happening. So it was crazy, and me being a father, me being a husband and all that, man, I would just put myself in that situation like, hey, I gotta be smart. You know what I'm saying? That's where I wasn't on that kind of energy. Like I was chilling. Like I was following rules. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't moving fast because, I got injuries. You feel me? I got things that I go
Remember, he said he was following the rules. Just remember that.
through. I play a physical sport. I've been doing this for a moment now, man. So I'm dealing with some stuff. So I guess the officers, they felt like I wasn't doing it on their timing, but I was doing it. But man, I'm still kind of shell shocked from it, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed, but
Well, and when you
so
watch it,
here we are.
can you tell us what happened with the moment with? You didn't see it there in the video, but you're in the car. They're yelling at you to roll your window down. What was happening there?
You know what? When the officer came up and knocked on my window, I let my window down, cooperated, gave him my ID, and then I immediately let up my window. And then
Remember, he said this too. He cooperated. He let his window down. He gave him his ID. He's saying like, oh, I cooperated with the police. Okay. Like no words was exchanged. Remember, he said that. I hate to keep on interrupting him, but remember, he said this.
after that, I let back up my window, and then he came back to the window and was like, "Let your window down now. Let your window down now." And then I let it down. That's when he said, "If you don't let your window down, I'm gonna snatch you out the car." I was like, "Sir, my window is down. Like, what do you want?" I'm not trying to cause a scene because, if I let my window down, like people walking by, driving by, they gonna notice that it's me, and they gonna start taking pictures. And I didn't want to create a scene at all. Like I just really wanted to get the ticket and then just go on about my way and then just have a great Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Because really, like I really could have just kept going to the stadium, but I really just pulled to the side, just chilling. Because I was that close to the stadium. Like I was that close to like our entry level I was that close to the players' entry level. And then from that moment, the guy came from the back. He was like, "Hey, get out." He was like, "Hey, I'm about to snatch you out the car or whatever." You know what I'm saying? And then it just all unfolded from there. Cause I was finna get out my car. You know what I'm saying? Cause they told me to get out. Cause I was getting out my car, but the way that my car made is like a dip inside of McLaren 720S.
Well,
So
it happened so
it's-
quickly. I mean, it's like right after they direct you to open the door. It's like seconds later when you open it, and then you're pulled from the car. And I saw that you said if you weren't Tyreek Hill, that you feared this could have ended a lot differently. What do you think could have happened?
Yeah, like, so the crazy part about it is I hate talking like this, man, but because I have a kid fan base. But the reality of it is, it's the truth. If I wasn't Tyreek Hill, worst case scenario, we would have had a different article, Tyreek.
I don't think so. If you wasn't Tyreek Hill, you wouldn't. You probably would have complied with the officer. I believe they pulled you over because you probably was speeding. We're going to get into Tyreek Hill. It's sad that he has a kid fan base too, because he's not a pillar member of society. I'm surprised that liberal media always picking these pookies to represent the black community. Yeah, he makes a lot of money, but this Negro created so many broken homes throughout the United States. It's ridiculous.
Hill, got shot in front of Hard Rock Stadium, or
Stop trying to spin it that way. No, none of that shit happened. What are you talking about? Like I said, if you wasn't Tyreek Hill, and driving this car that you have and speeding, hopefully the person would have complied with the officer and left their window rolled down. You guys don't understand. Okay, I believe the cops was being the asshole to him, but you don't understand. You got to put yourself in the cop shoes. I walk to your car and tell you, hey, driver's license and registration. And you proceed to give me your driver's license and registration. But your windows are blacked out. So if I walk back up to you, I can't see what you're doing in the car. You might pull a mag out on me. Are you guys following me what I'm saying? So you're saying that it could have happened totally different. No, don't try to spin it so these Latino officers, because you could tell they clearly was from a different race. And I even question, are these illegal immigrants policing the Miami Police Department? I even asked that, but Miami is full of Cubans and Latinos and all that stuff. But anyway, what I was getting at is you're trying to spin it like, if it was just another random black dude, they could have died. Not over a traffic stop. If you just obey the law, none of these incidents will actually happen.
That's worst case scenario, or Tyreek Hill, put in handcuffs and taken in and booked, but it's crazy that, me and my family had to go through this, so.
Yeah. Julius, we heard from the president of the South Florida Police Benevolent Association, basically the union that represents them. And they said, and I'm quoting him, they claim that your client was not immediately cooperative with the officers on the scene who, pursuant to policy and for their immediate safety, placed him in handcuffs. They said he was uncooperative, refused to sit on the ground, and was redirected to the ground. And that once it was sorted out within a few minutes, he was issued 2 traffic citations and was free to leave. I mean, when you look at the video, is that how you would describe what happened?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
From what we know, and they sent us a zip file with just about 5 or 6 body cam videos. The officer who we believe is now possibly on leave, that's the officer that you saw snatching Tyreek out of the vehicle, right? That was the most aggressive person. The person that Tyreek spoke with, who originally came to the car, he wasn't aggressive by any means. It was the other guy that came in that got super aggressive with Tyreek about the window. I think he even said, we'll break this freaking glass if we need to. And then he just snatches him out of the car. I want to say it looked like he opened up the door for Tyreek. And another portion is Tyreek actually put on his seatbelt. There's another body cam showing Tyreek putting on his seatbelt. So along with that, he's calling Miami Dolphin security to let him know what's going on. So that's the delay, that immediate portion that they're talking about. He's taking off his seatbelt and he's getting Drew Brooks on the phone from the Miami Dolphins. And then you see him getting snatched out of a car. Like he says, he's driving a McLaren. It's a dip in it. And he just had some repairs done on his knee. He can't jump out immediately. If you saw, also, he put up his hands to show that he didn't have a firearm. He wasn't a threat, and that he was complying with officers. I mean, as far as the statement goes, though, from the police union, I think the video contradicts everything that they're saying, even down to the notion that he refused to sit down. He actually told the guy, hold on, I'm going to sit. I just had surgery. And that's when that same officer who snatched him out of the car, that threw him down to the ground, that placed his knee in his back, then grabs him in like some kind of chokehold and drags him down to the ground. The video even goes further where you see him put his hand on Tyreek's throat. So that's what the police union didn't state in their statement.
And I agree. The guy was being an asshole to him at that point. Like, oh, you rich ass nigga, you ain't gonna sit down when I tell you. He was mad. Tyreek was being cocky. And then it's so funny because, like I said, Tyreek is a football player. So he's a big guy. And you could see the cop struggled to take him down, even though Tyreek was in cuffs. So it's like, that was like maybe a measuring contest between them. Who got the biggest John? It's like, okay, this is really unnecessary here. But I still put the onerous on, or the blame on, Tyreek Hill, because I believe it could have went a different way if he didn't start it off the way he did.
Yeah.
So the video contradicts it.
And I should note that they said that they released the video to keep the public informed, that one of the officers involved was placed on administrative duty as all this is being investigated. Tyreek, just before you go, you just tweeted a moment ago, you said, let's make a change. What did you mean by that?
Right. So, I'm a good old country boy from South Georgia, man. Like, I'm not a big believer in dividing people. You know, I don't believe in all that, man. I believe in bringing people together, because that's my purpose in life. I do football camps all across the world, man, trying to bring different people together, different kids, different parents, you know, because we in this together, baby. Like, we on this earth together. We got to live together. So when I say let's make a change, let's do it together. So Miami PD, really all officers across the world, man, because one officer doesn't, you know what I'm saying, like, make the whole group look bad. Like, everybody has bad apples, you know what I'm saying? Every team has bad apples. It's my job to use my platform and my resources, so that way I'm able to align, you know, with, you know, these, you know, different stations. So that's what I mean when I say let's make a change. Like, because we done tried it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done protest. We even took a knee. You know, we done did walks. Like, so what's next? So right now, me and my wife, we right now brainstorming on how can we be a part of this change? You know, so it's important to us, you know, because we want to be able to change lives all the way across the world, not just Miami. You know, it's important to us.
Well, keep us updated on what you all brainstorm. We'd love to talk about that more. Tyreek Hill, Julius Collins, thank you so much for both just hopping on this breaking news and to talk about it. We really do appreciate it.
I commend Tyreek Hill for saying that about police officers. You know, you can't judge the group off of one police officer action. Of course, there's always bad actors in a group, so you can't judge it by just one person action. But let's get on. I'm going to show you the body camera, okay? And this is why I say Tyreek is the blame. This situation probably would have been avoided, and maybe not, because maybe the guy was just jealous. He's driving around in a $470,000 car, and you acting like you all that. So maybe not. It wouldn't have been avoided, but I think he started it off wrong. You know, that I'm rich and you're not kind of attitude, and it got under their skin.
Michiganders understand the grind. Michiganders understand having a million things to do.
So this is the body cam. And I guess they don't got the sound on right now. But you see they have two officers.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Or what? Why do you have it up? Hey, keep your window down.
The officer ran up to him, or not ran up to him, knocked on his window. And he said, don't knock on my window like that. Okay. So, okay. You're saying don't knock on your window. Are you going to roll your window down? And then you said, Tyreek says to the officer, asks him, why don't you have your seatbelt on? He goes to say, don't knock on my window. Do what you got to do. Give me a ticket. He handed the officer his license and I guess his registration and all that, and proceeds to roll up the window. I'm just going to play it again for you.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it on? Keep it down. Hey! Keep your window down. Manny. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of.
You heard what he said. Let me play it. This is why Tyreek got taken to the ground, you guys. He's trying to act like, oh, I complied. I did all these innocent things. No, you didn't. You were being an asshole.
Keep your window down. Keep it down. Hey.
I want to go back to when he first asked him, keep your window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it on? Keep it down. Hey. Keep your window down. Manny. Hey. Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass, Get out of the car. Give me your ass, right there.
So he didn't bring down back his window. He didn't turn his window back down. So he lied about that. And then it took him 20 seconds just to roll down his window a little bit. You guys don't understand when I'm saying you have to comply with these officers. You got these dark tinted ass windows and you're acting like I'm big willy-nilly. You should know me. And they probably did know him. And then they would just decided to teach him a lesson because he was being an asshole. So since he didn't want to comply, okay, we're just going to be an asshole to you.
Freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of blood do you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
All right, bro. Take
Too
me to
late.
jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
bro. Y'all,
Don't move.
good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
You set him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like?
So he's saying why he beating on his window like he crazy. He knocked on the window with his knuckle. He didn't go like this. Like, no, he went like this with this, his knuckle. Okay. Was that a warranted response from the police officer? You guys put a 1 in the chat, warranted response. 2 in the chat, the police officer took it overboard. 1, warranted. 2, police officers was way overboard. I want to know what you think. Maybe I'm just crazy or too old school because I think this is the way I was raised. If someone of your commanding officer, because I was in ROTC, commanding officer, if somebody give you a direct authority figure, if they give you a command, you just obey that command. You don't give them a lot of lip service. Because, and we didn't really, growing up, they didn't really say, oh, police brutality. That wasn't a thing where I was growing up, it wasn't really a thing. It's just, we just follow instructions. We wasn't really worried about the cops beating us down. We was worried about they're going to arrest us for no damn reason. That's what we was worried about. Oh, why you give me a ticket? You gave me a bogus ass ticket. And then hopefully when you show up, the cop don't show up, so they'll dismiss the ticket. But was this a warranted response from the police? Put a 1 in the chat, warranted response. A 2, no, the police officers, they was way out of line. Okay, that was the first incident. Okay, then we're gonna go forward.
Y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro, dude beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just had surgery in your ears when we come here. Put your window down.
Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew.
Okay, so that was the second incident where he was taking too long to sit down. 1 in the chat, warranted response from the police officer. 2, the police officers, they took it way overboard, or this individual, he took it way overboard. 1 in the chat, warranted response. 2, they took it way overboard. I'm looking at your response from the last one, and we had 3 people that said, yeah, it was a warranted response. White Sox Tom said 1, warranted. Samuel Matthews, 1, warranted. Kennard the DJ, 1, warranted. Gary Williams saying it's 2. 2, they overreacted. Yuck Fotu, 1, but the officer did seem like he was having a bad day. Step on the Lego and spilled the coffee. Yourself kind of day. I agree with you. I totally agree with that statement. And that's why we shouldn't mouth off to the cops. We need to learn how to, just be calm and cool. Don't say, oh, why you beating on my window like that because you driving around with a $470,000 car. And they do that all the time. They literally do that all the time. Unless you already have your window rolled down. Every time I've been stopped by the cop, if I don't have my window immediately rolled down, they do tap on their window with their knuckles. And I haven't been stopped by the cops a whole bunch, but that's usually what happens. So we could say this officer was having a bad day, or maybe on this strip, they always encounter these knuckleheads, football knuckleheads, young guys, rich young guys, and they think they just above, certain privileges. They think they better than you. They think they want above treatment than a normal citizen. No, you could get it just like a normal citizen. You could get wrestled to the ground. Should he pull the guy out of the car? Well, I told you to roll down your window. It took you 20 seconds to respond, and then you're going to be an asshole to me after you were already being an asshole to me and only roll it down this much. So now I'm really pissed off at you. So yeah, that's why that happened. Now the second, let's see what you guys put. Samuel Matthews is saying he was being rude and wasn't following orders to the point where I think it was called for. Yeah. Samuel Matthews always is saying also play dumb games, win stupid prizes. White Sox Tom, who is Drew? I don't know who is Drew. I know the Drew was the manager. I think that's their manager or something like that. He was saying. Gary Williams too. Gary Williams, he's saying this second takedown was 2. Drew is the agent. Yeah, Drew is the agent. Thank you, Yafo, too. Omari said 2. Omari, I don't know if you responded 2 for the first incident or the second takedown. Yuck Fotu 1. Kennard DJ 1. Yuck Fotu said the fact Hill was doing like 70 in a construction near stadium makes anything the cops does warranted. Because Hill could have hit the pothole, gone flying in the air and injured himself or others. Yeah. Like nothing happened to Crashy Rice. Now, the second incident where he took him down, after he said, oh, I just had surgery, it's going to take, I'm just going to move slow. They should have just been, he's complying. They should have just been like, okay. But this cop was already pissed off at you. So he was like, I'm going to take you down. This guy, and then, to me, the takedown was classic. I just want to go back.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
But he didn't take him. He was like, he didn't take him down like, he didn't run to the front of him and take him down like they was on the football field. He just grabbed him by his shoulders and in his chest, and took him down. And it seemed like he was struggling to take him down because we got to realize Tyreek, he work out probably 8 hours or 10 hours out of the day, 7 days a week. So, and this cop looked like he had his fair share of donuts. So yeah, I mean.
I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just. Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro. Back up. Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing nothing. What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
Take it back in the Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating.
Then he said the cops is over here beating on him. Stop making something that is not, okay? The guy took him down. Was it a warranted response? Probably not, but you already had him pissed off. And then you pulled over in the non-parking lane acting like you're privileged too. All these privileged niggas walking around here. This is not even a parking lane. This is a busy strip, and they have construction. So you blocking cars or whatever in your Rolls Royce vehicle. This is a Rolls Royce vehicle because you one of those privileged rich people. So you thinking like, oh, the cops over here beating on Tyreek, man. Come on now. You could have found somewhere else to park, and after they said move your car, you gonna get detained too. So
Listen, big man, don't park there, man. Just get in the car.
Hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Right up the side, on the side of the
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car. You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey, you're in the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car. All right.
What move?
You gotta move right now. Let me have your license. You're gonna ticket too. I'm coming. Let me have your license. You're gonna ticket. Let me have your license. I'm leaving. I'm not playing.
You not leaving. You on the phone. I'm leaving. Get in the car and leave. This is why you making the situation worse for Tyreek. You're making it worse for him. Get in the car and leave.
Let me have your license. Your license right now. What's going on? Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Get in the car and leave.
You're not gonna give me your license? I'm leaving. Let me have your license. Your license right now. Sir, hey, your license right now. I'm leaving. Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now. He just told me to. Your license right now. You're dealing with me now. Your license right now. We're not playing this game here, man. What's my end goal, man? My license in my bag. Let me get my bag. All right, go get your license. Let me get my bag.
See, this is what, this could have been avoided. If somebody told me to leave, I would have left. This is broad daylight. It's a busy street. Nothing's going to happen to you. You act like Tyreek is being attacked by a mob of police. No, they're not beating on him. They're not doing nothing. He's been just as arrogant, a rich guy being just as arrogant as Tyreek. And now you're about to get a ticket because they gave you a warning and you just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm leaving whenever I feel like it. Like, no, this is like you do have to respect, you know, officers. Tyreek, he kept on calling the officer, hey, twin. My name ain't Twin. Call me officer. How old is Tyreek? Oh, twin. Come on, twin. Like, come on, grow the hell up. Be a man.
Close that door.
Yo, Drew.
Let me stand them up so I can take off this
I'm going home. Send me up. I'm going home, bro.
I'm going home. No, you're going to get your $30 million contract ass out and play football. What are you talking about? You going home? You're not going home. We saw him play that same day. You're not going home. Because per your contract, you're going to cry and whine and you get paid $30 million. Like, come on now. You trying to act like, oh, I've been brutalized, satirized. They trying to assault me. Come on, dude. You're a citizen of the United States. You still have to comply. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You still have to comply with the laws of the land. Somebody said he was going 70 in the construction zone. So all his friends was probably seeing him, you know, and he said, I didn't want to make a big fuss about me being arrested. That's why I rolled up my window because I didn't want nobody to see me. Okay, why didn't you explain that to the officer? Or stop getting smart with the officer.
Come over here, don't fall off the sidewalk.
No, bro. Then this dude here, man, I'm already rich. I don't even. Come on, bro.
Open your legs.
I didn't know. You see what he said? Open your legs.
Just let him lean forward a little.
Just go with it. Just go with it. Okay, you right. Almost over. You right. Appreciate it. Hey.
Hold on, man.
Thank you.
Hold on.
Right. Appreciate it, bro.
Hold on.
Thank you. You okay? Nah, I'm not, bro. I'm finna go home, bro. These cars. For a second. Go pictures. Okay. Take a picture of that officer too.
So only reason why the officer was on probably paid leave is because, yeah, he probably overreacted, but he still didn't follow the commands of the officer. And then all his friends stop in and say, oh, they beating up Tyreek. He didn't get beat up. Are you going to sue the police over what? They didn't arrest you. You actually was posed a threat to them by not keeping your window rolled down, and you act like you were above the law. That's what I saw. He act like he was above the law just because he make a lot of money. Tyreek makes, I think he has a $30 million contract. Oops, my bad. Went to the wrong one. Tyreek contract. You guys, this is insane. This is insane. I don't know how true this is, but this is insane. He ended up getting a for the Miami Dolphins. He ended up getting a $121 million contract. I think that's what this is saying. And it's over the next 4 years, it's going to increase. So his cap for 2024 is 18 million. No, dead cap is 36 million. I guess dead cap, he can't receive anything else more than that. But in 2026, he would stand to hit 55. $55 million. 4-year contract terms between 2022 and 2026, $120 million. Average salary is $30 million. Signing bonus, $25 million. GDT at sign. I don't know what GDT means. GTD. Somebody put, I'm not a football head, so somebody put that in the chat. What's GTD at sign? 52 million. Total GTD, 72 million. He's supposed to be a free agent at 2027. And you gonna cry and tell me, I'm gonna go home, I'm not gonna play football. No, you gonna get your ass out there on that field and play your $30 million ass. run your ass, because you got 12 children. He has 12 children. This dude got 12 children and you crying. And not to say he doesn't deserve to say, oh, he felt like he's mistreated. Yeah, he has every right to say that. But the officer has every right to say, you did not follow my commands. And you was mistreating me, verbally mistreating me. Talk about don't bang on my window like your window is more valuable than my life. I told you to roll down the window, and that's what you need to do. 30-year-old Tyreek Hill set to welcome new child. He has 10 children already with 5 different baby mamas. And he's a pillar of the community. This is, we could say this about Elon too. Elon's the richest guy in the world. And he got like 5 different baby mamas. Spreading his seed everywhere. But this is Tyreek, and he thinks he deserves, I guess, special treatment. This is what I was just reading. 30-year-old Tyreek Hill set to welcome new child. He has 10 children already with 5 different baby mamas. I believe this is his wife. And he's like, dude, I'm already rich. I guess the guy was saying, oh, you could put a lawsuit out on against him. Tyreek act like he's never faced opposition. He's always been told yes. Like, you know, he winds his way to the top. Winds his way to stuff he wants to get from people. He's a whiner. Man, I'm going home. I'm going home. Like, come on now. Just own up to your responsibilities. Anyway, let me get to some of your comments. My bad. I said 12. It was 11. Yep. Let's go Trump. Will the debate be presented live here? I'm going to try. I'm going to try to present the debate. You guys, so if you're online, 9:30, if I'm, well, it starts at 9 o'clock, so I'll probably be on around 8:30. Well, Chiefs were going to keep him, but Adams going to Raiders, getting a new contract because Hill's agent requests a new deal. So Chiefs traded him. Okay. Probably a new deal, more money. That's the reason why the Chiefs let him walk. The Royce is nice. He opens the back door in a bit. Yeah, the Royce was nice. Why can't people just listen? Because they don't want to. When you rich, you just be like, F you, I got F you money. I got that F you money. So, you know, give me your ticket. Do what you got to do. Number one, if I had $30 million, I would have a driver. I would have a driver. If I was making $30 million a year, I would straight have a driver. You wouldn't catch me dead driving the vehicle. But you know, speaking of his vehicle, he had a McLaren or McLaren 750S, I think it was called McLaren 720S. 720S. This is his car. I don't know if it's a 2024, probably so, but it's a $407,000 car. They got some, but he's, in one of the videos, he said, oh yeah, the 720S, you know, it's a McLaren, it's a 720S, and you know, it dips, it has a dip, so that's why it took me so long to get out the vehicle, you know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a 720, and then he said it was a 720, then his lawyer said it was a 720, and they like just wanted everybody to know it wasn't an Artura McLaren, but it's a 720S McLaren because it's a huge price difference between the two. Nevertheless, they both expensive as hell. The Artura is $289.18. So anyway, you guys, that was it. I'm tired talking about Tyreek Hill. I am going to be on tonight at 8:30, streaming the debate. If you guys are online, make sure you tune in. And I am sending all my good to you. I will talk to you this evening.